Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for checking out today's video where I will be talking about the movie that followed up on Tim Burton's iconic iteration of Batman from 1989, which is the 1992 film Batman Returns, which features Burton and Keaton returning to their respective roles as director and central character, and also includes performances by Danny DeVito as Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and Christopher Walken as a corrupt city bigwig named Maxwell Schreck. But before I dive into my thoughts and experience with Batman Returns, I want to know about your experience with this movie and what impact, if any, it had on you. So please drop a comment below and let me know. When did you first see Batman Returns, and what was your impression of it? After basically becoming permanently attached to the character of Batman and having a big love for movies overall, after having seen the first film, I was way excited as a kid about the release of this movie and really couldn't wait to get more of what I had gotten from its predecessor. I got the opportunity to see the movie in theaters with my dad, and I have to say that it felt like the movie delivered all that and then some to an eager young fan. And as an adult, my feelings and thoughts surrounding the film really haven't changed all that much. Though as an adult, I am definitely able to more clearly identify the specific things about this movie that work so well in my opinion, and bring me such an enjoyable experience with each viewing. Much like the first film, this movie very effectively establishes a very vivid and encompassing atmosphere overall, which, as I said about the previous film, is due to a combination of elements. Again, the shadows and lighting play a big part in creating the energy and emotion present in each scene, and is effectively accompanied once more by Danny Elfman's mysterious and dreary, yet suspenseful and exciting score, which is timed very appropriately throughout the entire film. Now, one slight but notable difference from the first movie is the more stark contrast in color scheme, especially between the paler and darker hues, and with the scenes lit with a cooler rather than warmer color temperature, giving this movie a completely signature Tim Burton look, which is something I personally really loved growing up and still have a fond appreciation for to this day when it comes to Tim Burton's style surrounding the majority of his films from about the late 80s to around the mid to late 2000s. And again, the makeup and costume designs and set designs play a big role in the film's atmosphere as well. I especially love the unique vision implemented for the design of the Penguin's character, as it gives him a genuinely eerie and demented vibe. The costume design for Catwoman is also astounding in my opinion, fitting into the film's environment extremely well and holding up as a great interpretation of the character's design even by today's standards. I even love the character design of Max Schreck, who, even though isn't wearing anything eccentric or extravagant, still manages to come across as the most Tim Burton-y character in the whole movie, with the black coat, the bow tie, eyeshadow, and the white wild hair. Seriously, put a picture of him next to one of Tim Burton's claymation characters, and I'm pretty sure you'll see some similarities. And once more, the dialogue is stylishly written and delivered superbly by some excellent performances, with some fantastic chemistry between every single one of the performers. In fact, in terms of engaging character interactions, I'd actually say that this film slightly surpasses its predecessor, with the most engaging character relationship being between Batman and Catwoman, and respectively, between Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. Coming in a close second, though, is Max Schreck's relationship to literally every single other person in the movie. In fact, in a way, it's really his relationship to all of the other characters that really help to drive all of these story's elements forward. And as I said earlier, every single member of the cast does a fantastic job, starting of course with Michael Keaton, who once again delivers very well on his interpretation of Batman and Bruce Wayne, and gets to flesh out some of the character's personality more by further exploring some of the character elements that were introduced to us in the first movie. I also really enjoy Danny DeVito's portrayal as the Penguin, and thought he did a great job of expressing the emotional spectrum and range of the character, from being funny to creepy, to being someone that you sympathize with and feel slightly sorry for, to being outright terrifying. This movie also served as my introduction to Christopher Walken's work, and he definitely grabbed my attention with his performance in this movie, most notably with his signature ebb and flowy style of dialogue and flare-eyed expressions that I can't help but be drawn in by, and I have been a big fan of his ever since. But probably my favorite performance in the whole movie is Michelle Pfeiffer's performance as Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman. To me, she is the benchmark in terms of Catwoman performances. Now, I know that her style of character origin in this movie has gone on to become a pretty overused trope in movies these days, and most specifically when it comes to superhero movies, but at the time that this movie came out, it was a much more original concept. And in my opinion, no one has been able to pull it off to the same degree as Michelle Pfeiffer did in this movie, as she did such a remarkable job exploring every aspect of this character's conflicting emotional range, much in the same way that Danny DeVito did with the Penguin. And a big factor to this is her approach to the character in the beginning of the movie, which comes across as very genuine and sincere and not overly exaggerated, which is something I feel like differs from most other movies that try to utilize this formula with these types of character arcs. And once her transformation occurs, she plays it just perfectly over the top, meaning just in the right way that blends into the tone and atmosphere of the film, keeping it highly fun, entertaining, and engaging, but again without making it feel way over-exaggerated and insincere, which helps to make her character a good match for Michael Keaton's Batman to play off of. This movie also continued to build up my love for Batman and his universe of interesting and fascinating characters, and continued to build my love for movies as a whole, further acting as a building block of inspiration to go out and create my own content and tell my own stories. Similarly to the first film, I'd say that I give this movie a watch at a minimum of about twice a year, and it still continues to bring me a huge amount of joy, excitement, and entertainment with every single viewing. I want to thank everybody for watching today's video. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy it, and consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out on any of the awesome movie-related content that we have coming up here on the channel. I hope that everybody out there is doing well, and I'll see you all in the next video. Today's video has been brought to you by the 3 DOS Ghosts Gaming and Entertainment Organization. Please click down on the link below to check out and join our community Discord.